Hey guys, it's Isabel. Today's adventure is going to be a little bit different. Okay. Where do I start? I've been wanting to make this video for a couple months now. You know, I knew this was going to be terrible and very difficult to make. I just didn't think it was going to be this hard. The amount of times I've gone and sat down to film this and then not have been able to have been a lot. Okay, so on July 9th of 2017, so a couple months ago, my friend Nico passed away, and I just wanted to make a video talking about him. I'm just gonna get into it and then we'll just see how it goes. So I went to an audition for the Disney College program. I went to two. The first one was in San Francisco and the second one was in Phoenix. It was two different auditions for two different programs. Sorry, I'm like super sick. So I drove up to San Francisco with my mom. This is a couple years ago. This is in 2016, I want to say. No, it was 2015. It was really, really late 2015. I want to say it was like, it was in October. It was like October 2015. So I get to this audition and I'm super nervous and I am in this room and this boy comes up to me and he's like, oh my gosh, you like totally look like you could hang out with this certain character. And I was like, oh my gosh, like you too. And we basically bonded over that. And we were like, maybe someday we could like work together at Disney World. And I just thought he was like super cool, and he was really tall, and I felt like we could have been like brother and sister, like physically how he looked. And basically we took a picture together. And I'll insert that picture right now. Yeah, so we both auditioned, and then I got cut. I think there were 2 rounds, and I got cut after the first round for that audition. So I didn't make it very far. And then I didn't like say goodbye to him or anything, because I was like, I don't even know who his name is. And we didn't exchange contact information or anything. We just had like that one conversation. And so then fast forward like maybe 6 months, I go to another audition, and that was a successful audition. And so I ended up coming to Florida really late May. And so basically it's at this point been 7 months since that initial audition, okay? And so after 2 months of being here in Florida, so at that point it's been 9 months, I wish I could talk about certain things, but I really love Pocahontas. And so I was at work and this boy came up to me, this is like backstage, and he's like, hi, my name's Nico, kind of like Nico, because Pocahontas has like a raccoon named Nico. And I was like, oh, that's so funny, like, hi, I'm Isabel. And then I was like, do I know you? And he's like, I don't think so. And I was like, okay. And at this point it's been 9 months, it's set first audition. And I think it was later that day, I tried looking for Facebook messages and I don't have them, but I got a Facebook message from him and he goes, oh my gosh, you are from the San Francisco audition. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I looked back in my photo album and I had the picture of us two. And I was like, no way. Like, how crazy is that? Like, look at us. Like, we're kind of working together. Not like really, but he had his like dream to do within the company, and I was living my dream within the company. So we were just waiting for that opportunity for him to be able to do that. And basically after that, we became best friends. Like, I was over at this boy's house like 2-3 times a week. We went to like so many housing events together, and he was just awesome. Like, we never liked each other or anything. Like, he was just my friend. Like, the amount of times I would just call him, or we'd hang out in my car until 3 in the morning, or I would literally go to his house and like, I'd not even tell him that I was coming. He lived in Commons, I lived in Vista, and I would just knock on the door and he'd open it and be like, Isabel, what are you doing here? And I was like, can I eat my lunch while you play your video games? And he's like, sure. And like, he'd play with his like headset, playing with his friends on like Xbox Live, and I'd be eating my food, working on homework, or texting whoever. And it was just like, he was just like one of my best friends. And like, the really cool thing about Nico was that he was like super positive and just pumped on life. Like, this boy, he just wanted to be surrounded by him, because not only was he like super cool and super funny, he was just like, had this like positive energy. He was so funny. And one time we were at his house, and he always liked to throw parties, but he never invited anyone to the party. So he'd always invite me to come over so I could invite people to the parties. And one time I was like, Nico, all my friends are working, I don't know. And he'd be like, let's go to the neighbor's house. And so he's like, wait, let me put on a sombrero so I look more inviting. And so he puts on this huge sombrero, and we like go knocking on each house, and we met some really strange people, but no one ended up coming over. Sometimes we'd have parties just with us two, or we'd actually have people come over. He was like, it's just so crazy and so fun, and he just had so many friends. I know it doesn't seem like it because no one would come over to his house. It's because he wouldn't invite anyone, but everyone loved Nico. Like, oh gosh, I don't know one person who didn't like him. Everyone had a crush on Nico. He was just really cool and like just super cool. So basically, I like got to vlog with him, and he was just so cool and so nice to everyone. Like, people who were really not the most like socially cool, I guess. Like, he didn't care. He was friends with everyone, and it was so awesome and encouraging. And his program ended up ending in January 5th. He was from California. That's why we went to that audition together. Well, not together, but we met there. He was from Northern California in Sonoma. And so he went back to Sonoma, but he auditioned at Disneyland, and he got his dream role. And so, of course, we kept in touch. And so I called him, I think it was like July. Oh gosh, I have it. So I called him on June 22nd. I said, Nico, can I call you? And he called me like right away. And we talked for like an hour about everything, about life. Gosh, Nico was just so easy to talk to. Like, you could literally, like, you didn't even have to say anything and you'd find things to talk about. He was just so wonderful. And so June 22nd, we talked for an hour. I was like, are you excited? Because late July, he was going to be able to do his dream. And so I was, you know, calling him to see like how excited he was. And he was just so excited. I'm like so thankful. Like, did not take anything for granted. So July 9th rolled around, and he got in a really, really bad car accident, and he passed away. And on July 10th, I was sleeping, and I woke up. I was napping, and I woke up around like 10 or 11 p.m. And I checked my phone, because, you know, that's what you do when you have like missed texts. And I remember going on Facebook and someone posting on his wall how like they were so happy they got to know him, and then it said rest in peace at the end. And I was like, wait, what? And I went to his wall, and it was just like post after post after post after post, and there was nothing like on news articles or anything. And I was crying and crying for like 5 hours. And it's been over 2 months, and I like, haven't got a day without crying. It just like makes me so frustrated that like he was so close to living like this dream, and I wasn't able to. And like, this boy was phenomenal. Like, if there's one thing Nico has taught me, is that like you can be friends with everyone. Doesn't matter what other people think of them, doesn't matter if they're cool or like whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, just be nice to everyone. And everyone loved him, and it's because he was so wonderful to everyone. Like, I'm so thankful for the time I got to spend with him. And I wish, like, I don't know, I wish I could do something. Like, I wish I could, like, just tell his story to everyone. Just tell, like, how wonderful and phenomenal and just amazing this person was. Like, I just think if he were to like live through me, like he would want me to tell everyone to just be nice to everyone, and that just goes miles, you know. It's so strange. Like, I feel like I've been trying to film this video so many times, and it just never really gets easier. And I didn't make it to be like a, oh, like, let's cry about Nico. Like, I think we should definitely all celebrate Nico. Like, his funeral, his family wanted everyone to wear these bright colored shirts, because if you knew Nico, he always wore like these prints that were just so extra. Like Hawaiian shirts and these like Star Wars patterned shirts, because he loved Star Wars. He loved Daisy Ridley. And the college program was super cool because you get to meet like these awesome people like Nico. I just like miss him so much. I definitely thought I was gonna be able to put myself more together than this, and I guess I couldn't, but yeah. Nico Olaswaga was one of a kind. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I don't even know if I'm gonna post this, but I'm going to insert a couple of clips that I had with Nico in other vlogs after this clip ends, just so you could see how he looked and how funny he was, and just a little piece of him. Thanks for watching.
Hey, it's Nico. You remember me from like a couple times ago?
Yes, you were in other vlogs.
I was in the other vlog.
Yeah.
And then we got gifted.
I'm back. We're back to meet Jeannie. We're pretty excited. Never had a friend
Nico! It's so loud in here.